possibly expanded, and we want them to know how much we appreciate them, and we're going to honor them later on after we hear everybody speak. But first, to start us off, we have Rich Fiesta. He is the Executive Director of the Alliance for Retired Americans. He is the glue that holds us all together. So Rich, the floor is yours.
Great, thanks, Bill. Good to see everybody. I'll be brief because I know this is a great first thing for us to have a lot of our congressional heroes all together with us as well. But happy 55th anniversary to Medicare and Medicaid, which is extremely important for seniors in nursing homes as well. And that was a great intro on President Johnson at the Truman Library with President Truman. He got Medicare card #1, I think, out of it as well. So great to be with you all. We're here for 55. We need to keep Medicare and Medicaid strong for another 55. In a couple of weeks, August 14th, we'll have the 85th anniversary of Social Security. So we need to keep those two linked year by year as well. I don't have to tell this crowd how important Florida is for Medicare to the citizens there. 4.5 million Floridians are on Medicare. That's 20+% of the population, but we still have challenges ahead of us in the program, and out-of-pocket costs, even with Medicare, are averaging about $5,400 a year between the premiums and the copays and the deductibles, and if you have a supplement, for example, as well. So the creep, so to speak, in costs, even with a great program, is something I think we all have to be worried about. I just want to say to our seniors and FLRA members in particular, you've stepped up this year. You know, the COVID pandemic does something for seniors who want to vote. Seniors vote more than any other group in the population more consistently, and at the same time, they're the most at-risk population. So what do we do during an election? We were trying to bring down barriers. So we've been filing suits with our states, and Florida is one of them. Back in May, 4 of our members, Barbara Devane's one of the plaintiffs on the phone, and Danessa Jackson and Felicia Bruce, Ray Davis is here with us as well, plus FLRA as a group. And 10 days ago, we got a settlement in federal district court with Judge Hinkle in Tallahassee that's going to bring down some of these barriers. And I just want to say thank you for doing that. It's going to apply to all Floridians as well. The Secretary of State now has to do positive education things to the 67 state county election bureaus. Welcome, Congressman Shalala. We are going to have more opportunities for better voting in Florida. There's going to be encouragement to use the maximum number of days of early voting and mail drop-off boxes. So our members don't have to stand in line, that they can go early, or even on election day, they can go to the polling place and put it in the box and not stand in line as well. The Secretary of State is going to send out to all eligible but unregistered voters a postcard saying you're eligible and unregistered, here's how to register. And they're also supposed to do a lot of publication in multiple languages coming up as well. So thank you to the 4 plaintiffs, and FLRA with Alianza, another Florida group, was part of it as well. It's been so good. A group called Brave New Films, which does short documentaries, is doing a documentary about our Florida election law case, and they should have their documentary out in about 3 or 4 weeks. I know Barbara was just interviewed with them this past week as well. So along with celebrating Medicare, which we're going to do today, we need to be vigilant as possible going into this election in November as well. And thank you all for stepping up on that. You have a lot of congressional races as well. You know, some of you know I'm a native of Pennsylvania. Florida's probably stole about 8 of our congressional seats over the last 50 years. So we need to have them in our column year after year as well. So thanks, Bill. Thanks, everyone. Just really so gratified so many of our heroes could join us here today.
Thank you, Rich. We appreciate those remarks. Being a labor organization, we work by seniority. So that means Debbie Wasserman Schultz, you have the floor.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Bill. And Tony, it is so good to see you. Really not at all surprised that you continue to stay engaged and involved. And thank you for your years of dedicated service to the brothers and sisters of the labor movement and to our retirees in particular. It is great to see Dave Beltran, one of my AFL-CIO leaders down in South Florida, and Barbara Vane. Good to see you also. Gosh, it's been such a long time, and all of my colleagues as well. This is such an important moment in our history. I know I speak for all of us on this call when I say how much we appreciate all of your leadership and work to engage the more than 200,000 retired Floridians in civic action and exchange of information. We are at a critical time given this pandemic, the nightmare that is unfolding in the state of Florida, and the callous indifference of this governor who is letting Rome burn around him and skipping through life as if there's barely anything wrong. The disproportionate, one would think that of any of our 50 states, that the governor of the state of Florida, with the highest percentage of elderly in the United States of America, of any state, would be leading the way in making sure that we had protective public health practices locked in place and evolving with in response to this virus, if only to protect our most vulnerable and who are the bread and butter of the economy of the state of Florida. I mean, it is just beyond my comprehension that has not happened. But this organization continues to stay on the front lines. Your guidance continues to help our seniors try to stay healthy and active and independent. And we're grateful to Flora, Rich, that you've been involved for so long, and Bill Sowers, that you have picked up the mantle that Tony passed, as Tony passed the baton to you. My colleagues who are here, we all really lock arms on these issues. We stand up for the state of Florida. We stand up for our seniors, and we stand up for the sisters and brothers in the labor movement, particularly when it comes to Medicare, as well as Social Security, because we've certainly fought side by side together to preserve and protect Social Security. And that's a solemn pledge that we all make to our seniors, a promise of safe and secure health care coverage, making sure that safety net isn't chopped so full of holes that it's like Swiss cheese. And that's really what the Republicans have offered throughout my legislative career and the careers of my colleagues, all of whom I've served it with in one capacity or another. We have supported efforts to preserve and strengthen Social Security and Medicare. And on the 55th anniversary of Medicare, now it is more important than ever that we underscore how we absolutely have to make sure that we don't go in the wrong direction. I share the belief that my Democratic colleagues in Congress do, that we can't solve our budget challenges simply by shifting costs and risks onto the people who are least able to bear them, seniors, disabled individuals, and poor families. And these programs, the federal government made a commitment to each and every one of us that when we get older, and now that I'm 53 years old, I am closer to joining the ranks of being a senior citizen than I was, as a young state legislator who was 26 years old when I was first elected with the support of this labor movement, which I appreciate so much. But for decades, we've looked to Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid with the expectation that the federal government would honor that commitment. And I know I never will abandon that commitment, and we can't ever allow anyone to pull the rug out from under our most vulnerable, our seniors, our children, and those with serious illness. What the Republicans would do is, remember, they actually proposed giving seniors a voucher to purchase private insurance, privatizing and voucherizing Medicare, and telling them to figure out how to keep the costs down themselves. That's simply unacceptable. When I was a member of the House Budget Committee, I joined my Democratic colleagues in offering amendment after amendment that would preserve Medicare guarantee and reject financing tax cuts for the wealthy on the backs of our seniors and their health care. I have parents who are in their 70s who thankfully are healthy, but who obviously in the middle of this pandemic are hunkered down in their home. And last fall, I was proud to vote along with my colleagues for H.R. 3, the Elijah E. Cummings Lower Drug Costs Now Act. And in addition to preserving important provisions to lower the cost of life-saving prescription drugs, this important bill would also provide for dental, vision, and hearing coverage under the Medicare program, because as Donna Shalala has said repeatedly, seniors actually have teeth, eyes, and ears. And we need to make sure that we take care of every part of your body. So with that, I will end in an irreverent way and say happy birthday to Medicare. And thank you all so much for continuing to be on the front lines at a critical juncture in our history. Love you all.
Thank you, Debbie. Appreciate your remarks. Congressman Lawson, you would be the next ranking member on the call. Would you please share with us some of your wisdom, sir?
Okay, thank you very much. I'm honored. And I don't want Representative Frankel to think that I'm ahead of her, but I've always been ahead of her, even from the Florida legislature. It is a real honor for me to be here on this celebration. And Debbie and Lois Frankel, I've always been very close to them over the years. But when I saw Barbara Vane come on the Zoom call, it made me think about is that I've traveled all of these rural counties in North Florida with Barbara Vane and been in Washington County shaking possums. And that possum cost me, Barbara, $150. I didn't have enough money on me. I had to borrow some money from Barbara to pay for that possum down in Washington County. But anyway, in 1982, when I went to the legislature, Barbara stayed on me with a lot of innovative ideas. And some of the things that we were talking about today about registering by mail and voting by mail and so forth, when people thought I was crazy, they become a reality today. So as we join in for this great celebration, I don't know whether I've ever missed a celebration with Barbara on Medicare, on Social Security, how important they are. And I can tell you is that with my colleagues that are here that are on this morning, is we work very hard together to make sure we keep this celebration. Unlike Debbie, I still looking like a teenager. I have been drawing Social Security check for the last 5 years, so she got a way to go when she is 47, before she get to Social Security. So I value when we know that there's 4.2 million people in the state of Florida that are drawing Social Security are eligible for Medicare. It makes you feel more proud that we work hard in Congress to protect Medicare. And so at this 55-year anniversary celebration, I feel very good that I am invited to be on the celebration. I don't know anyone else. Barbara and I have eaten a lot of cakes and a lot of cupcakes during these celebrations, and we have been in front of the Department of Revenue, in front of the city, in front of the Capitol, with all of these celebrations never stop. I always look over my shoulder when I'm doing things, especially for seniors, to see if Barbara's there, because I don't know, I was trying to find out what, when she put that glass up this morning, I was trying to find what was in that glass, because I need to drink from that same glass to get that kind of energy that Barbara has to be on the issues on all of this. So it was a great thing that happened 55 years ago with President Johnson to bring us to where we are today, providing a form of health care for everybody over age 65 that really need it. And I think about my mother and father. They're no longer with us, but I know how important that was to their well-being. And so I join my colleagues for this celebration. I'm so happy to be with you. Lois and I are seniors. Debbie has not reached that category yet. And so we pleaded with her to pay more attention to our elders, and so I think she will.
That
but
is
it's
so
great.
cold, Al. So cold.
Pay more attention there. I'm always asking for advice. I had the unique experience coming to Congress 3.5 years ago, to be able to talk to Debbie and Lois, for them to help me along. And they said, if you listen to Lois Frankel, she said she really had to help me along. So it's just been a great experience. Never had any idea that I would get a chance to serve with them at the federal level, but it's really been my honor. And I'm real thankful for all of their input and keeping me straight and keeping me on the right track. And I know I have to do that because Barbara checks on me all the time to try to make sure that I'm doing the right thing. So I'm just honored to be here with my colleagues and honored to be here with all of you all. Happy birthday to Medicare.
Thank you, Congressman. Yes, Barbara is the person that I send when I need to rough up somebody. But we appreciate your comments. In January of this year, I moved back to Wellington after many years, so I can now say, and I am honored to say, I would like to now introduce my Congresswoman, Lois Frankel. So Lois, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Bill. Hey, listen, Bill, Al's only taller than me. He's not senior to me, but yeah, I love him so much. He can go ahead of me anytime.
Well, somebody gave us some wrong
It
information.
doesn't matter. You know what? We are all really good friends. And Big Al needs a lot of guidance. He does. We love him. So it's so good to be with you all. I love it that we can see you, my colleagues, Debbie, who is our great leader. And I think Donna Shalala got on, who's been just an amazing addition. And do I see Charlie? I don't know, Charlie, is that you? You're calling yourself Charles Joseph. I guess he's going under an assumed name. He's fabulous. We're very lucky in Florida to have a great delegation. So I have to do a shout out too, because I see Jordan. Hi, Jordan. And Tony, of course. Tony, I think I may be your representative. And of course, I got a shout out to Barbara Devane, because and I think in honor today of Barbara, do you see me? Oh, you're not moving. I thought you got froze up. You know what? I think in honor of John Lewis, I just should say, if anybody ever got into good trouble, it was Barbara Devane. Right, Barbara? And I see Jim. Hi, Jim, from my neighborhoods. Listen, thank you so much for having me here today. And thank you to all you fabulous advocates for our seniors. Rich, I'm glad you started off and mentioned voting. I just wanted to tell you my tweet. I answered the president's tweet today. Here's what I said. The president does not have the power to stop the election, nor is there any evidence that vote by mail is fraudulent. The president's tweet was aimed at diverting attention from rising COVID-19 infections and unemployment. It is Donald Trump who is inaccurate and fraudulent, and a great embarrassment to the USA. So there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I also, just following up on Debbie's comments on the COVID-19, isn't it something? We have had a governor who called the surge a blip, and a president who said COVID is 99% harmless. And what has this done? It's led to our young people really living dangerously, and our seniors are being held hostage in their homes. My mom will be 95 years old in just a couple of weeks. She hasn't left this building. And her friends won't socialize. Multiply that out by thousands and thousands of our seniors today. That's what's happening. So we got to work harder and harder. So actually, I'm glad we can celebrate today. We have something to celebrate, which is the birthday of Medicare, 55 years old. So I guess Medicare is not old enough to get Medicare. But the fact is, nearly every senior, I think it's 61 million seniors have coverage, and there's almost 10,000 baby boomers a day who are becoming eligible. So I don't know if there's anybody here on Is anybody here eligible yet? I don't know. I can't tell. You all look very good, very young to me. And I just want to say, not to repeat it, but all the Democrats on this call and all the Democrats voted for what we call HR 3, which not only gave the government the power to negotiate the prescription drugs, but also would extend vision and dental and hearing benefits to Medicare. And here's the thing. This is something that the Congressional Budget Office, which is nonpartisan, said that it estimates that the provisions providing dental, vision, and hearing coverage would cost about $358 billion, which would be covered by the estimated $456 billion in savings due to negotiated drug prices. What a win-win, right? I'm hoping that one day at one of our birthday celebrations, we're going to celebrate the passage of that. In the meantime, everybody, once again, to all of you, thank you so much for your advocacy, and I'm happy I could have a cupcake with you. And I yield back, Bill.
Thank you very much, Lois. We appreciate it. Jordan, did you see anybody from Ted Deutsch's office on, or? No.
1 second, let me scroll down.
No, David has raised his hand. He's going to ask something dramatic there. What would you got to unmute yourself, David? What would you like to say?
Oh, I was just agreeing with Representative Frank.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you, David. Well, I'm not.
No. Bill, I don't see anyone from Ted's team on yet, and he told me 12:30, so let's just assume he might be running a minute or two late, and maybe Mr. Christ would do us the honor in hopping in a little bit early and keeping it going.
Well, I've never known Mr. Christ to be short for words, so let's see what Mr. Christ might have to offer. Charlie, you got to just unmute yourself.
There we go. Is that better?
That's great.
Okay, Bill, thank you so very much. It's such a privilege to be able to celebrate the 55th birthday of Medicare with all of you and my wonderful colleagues. I can't tell you, what Lois and Debbie and Al have already said. We're blessed as Floridians to have the kind of people that I get to work with here in Washington on behalf of Florida. It really is a privilege. Al and I got elected in 2016, and what he said was absolutely true. Being able to rely on both Lois and Debbie for their guidance here at the congressional level has been a godsend to both Al and me. And so I want to publicly thank them for being so kind to all of us. But I want to thank you, especially all of you on the call, for, as Lois said, your advocacy and the fact that you fight so hard for what's right for the American people. And Medicare and Social Security and Medicaid are uppermost among these. And, I was watching a bit of the ceremony this morning in Atlanta for John Lewis, and Lois referred to that, and it was quite touching and just reminded me again of how important it is to speak up, to speak out, to fight for the American people, to fight for our seniors in particular, and make sure that this 55-year-old program has another 5,500 years to go. It's so important that we understand how many seniors rely upon Medicare, rely upon Social Security, count on it, and they always can, because that's the right thing to do. And that's why we're all here. And that's why we're celebrating this wonderful 55th birthday today. So I can't thank you enough for allowing me to participate this afternoon. It truly is a privilege, and it's an honor to be with all of you in order to be able to thank you. So God bless all of you for what you're doing. Let's keep on keeping on. Medicare forever. God bless and thank you.
Thank you, Congressman. Great job. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Bill.
And now we have someone I've had a privilege to listen to on several occasions, hanging out down in Miami, Congresswoman Donna Shalala. So if you would unmute yourself, please, Donna. And
I will. Thanks, Bill.
And
Thank you. to you and Barbara and to Tony, I mean, to everyone. I'm pleased to join you to celebrate Medicare's 55th birthday. Medicare, you don't look like you're over 30. Let me say, in all seriousness, there's almost no one in this country who hasn't been touched by Medicare and Social Security. It's not only important to our seniors and to those that are disabled, but I want to point out that if we didn't have Medicare and Social Security, a lot of families who'd have to take care of their elderly relatives wouldn't be able to buy a home or send their kids to college or be able to have a quality of life. That Medicare and Social Security are as much a subsidy for middle-aged, middle-class Americans as it is an absolutely critical program for seniors in our country. It's changed what it means to grow older in America. For 55 years, Medicare has protected the health of our seniors and people with disabilities. It's ensured financial security and mental well-being. It doesn't mean that we don't need reforms in Medicare. We added the drug benefits. There are other things we need to add. And look, I'm part of an extraordinary delegation in Florida. We all work together. We all love each other. But I shudder to think where we would be right now in the throes of the pandemic for seniors and for those that are disabled without Medicare. You know, I ran Medicare for 8 years, proudly. And at the HHS building where I worked for 8 years, there's a quote that I actually arranged to put on the building from Hubert Humphrey. It says that the moral test of government is how that government treats those who are in the dawn of life, the children, those who are in the twilight of life, the elderly, and those who are in the shadows of life, the sick, the needy, and the handicapped. Medicare took as many steps closer to helping us pass that moral test as any program that government has ever enacted. So it's an honor to be here to celebrate Medicare's 55th birthday with more to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Donna. We appreciate your comments. You're doing a great job. And boy, now I know who to come to and really pick your brain on Medicare. As I know a lot about Social Security, but I'm not as well versed on Medicare, and I am always looking to learn. So thank you. Next, we have Ted Deutsch, who has joined us. So Ted, share with us your wisdom, please.
Hey, Bill. Nice to see you. Tony, it's been too long. You look great. It's nice to be with everyone. Good to be with my colleagues. And I'm so pleased to join to celebrate the 55th birthday of Medicare. And I think what Donna said, I point out two things. I agree with everything Donna said, as is always the case. But the delegation really does care about one another and work together on these issues, and work together to look out for seniors and retired Americans, because it's so critical in America, but it's especially important in Florida. And we're proud of the partnership we have with you when we get to do this work. I'd also just refer to what she said when the quote from Hubert Humphrey is so powerful and should inform the way that government works. And this is an occasion to recognize a day like today is a day we can recognize what it looks like when government works. And I was recently at the LBJ Library in Austin, Texas. And if you've not been, I would strongly encourage you to add it when we start to travel again. I would definitely add that to the list of places that you should visit. And there's a place in the library that has all of the pens, all the pens that LBJ used to sign the incredible list of important pieces of legislation in that 1 year, 55 years ago. And right at the top of that list is the creation of Medicare, which has done more to lift seniors out of poverty, has done more to help ensure that families can provide for one another, has done more to help ensure that seniors can live out their lives in dignity than anything else the government has ever done. So I'm thrilled to be with you today. I'm so grateful for what all of you do every day to help us be able to do the work that we do. And that whole display of pens from 1965, I think about often. And as we get ready to head toward an election, I think about 1965, and then I think a lot about what 2021 could look like with a president and a House and a Senate that will provide those meaningful pieces of legislation, and knowing what it would be to have a president who will use that pen to sign them into law to help make all of us stronger and to make our country better. And I'm thrilled to be with everyone. Thanks, Bill.
Thank you, Ted. We appreciate your comments. I would just like to share my screen for a moment with everyone. This is 10 pieces of legislation that all of our guest speakers today voted yes on. And this is what we judged our Congress people as far as their voting record with the issues for the Florida Alliance. And when a person from Congress is 100% for us on their voting record, then what we do is we recognize them by giving them a hero award. And for some reason, I have to now scramble a little bit so I can get to the hero awards. There they are. Thank you for your indulgence. And here we go. So we have a hero award for Debbie Wasserman Schultz, a 100% voting record with the Alliance in 2019. We have one for Lois Frankel, again, 100% voting record. Representative Ted Deutsch, Representative Charlie Crist, Representative Donna Shalala, and Representative Al Lawson. So thank you all. And if you would just take a moment and join me as I get these candles lit. This is our 55th anniversary. Now, normally we would visit all your offices and bring you cake and enjoy this with you, but COVID has made this a virtual meeting. So I am going to sing Happy Birthday to Medicare. And if you guys want to sing along, you're more than welcome. And then we'll blow out the candles and we will adjourn our meeting today. So happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
Happy birthday, dear. Happy birthday to you.
Here we go.
All right.
Hello.
Now, I will say that our next big birthday is going to be Social Security on August 14th. It's going to be the 85th anniversary of Social Security. And we are expecting to have even a bigger celebration virtually than we had today. So please, everybody, mark your calendar to be available for an hour on August.
Put August the 14th down on the calendar.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Happy birthday.
Sounds like fun.
Thank you so
Happy
much.
birthday. Love you.
Happy birthday, Medicare.
Thanks, everyone.
Happy
Thank you,
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Take care.
All right.
Cheers.
Tony, you're looking good.
The two Tonys are together.
That's right. All Tonys are looking good.
Yeah, we're right next to each other on my.
You too, Kiwak.
Hey, Jordan,
Yes,
Jordan,
sir.
thank you for lining that all up. I believe you had something to do with it.
Harry,
I got an
Harry, when am
invitation
I getting an invite to go fishing?
for the one at Polk County next week. I already signed up for it.
Very good. I was happy to do it. I'm glad it was such a big success today.
Thanks, Jordan.
Oh, you're so welcome. Oh, by the way, I told Al that you're sipping on 5-Hour Energy and rosé. I'm not sure that he believes me though. It could go either direction. I'm not really sure.
Right.
Have
Up
a
and
great
down,
day.
up and down. Thank you.
See everyone next week on Zoom.
Okay.
My friend Tony Francetta is looking real good there.
Always.
Hey, take care.
I miss all of you so much.
Felicia,
Yes, ditto.
Felicia, how's the convention going?
Okay, I broke away from it to join you, and
Yeah.
now I'll go back. Yeah, it's interesting. 1,600 people in a virtual convention.
Really, 1,600?
Yeah. So
Wow.
it shows you anything is possible. But they're doing a good job. Mandy Weingartner runs a good show, and some of the speakers have been amazing. This morning she had Emmanuel from Hamilton on, and then she had Ravitch, Diane Ravitch on, and everybody has something important to say. Strange times we're in.
Yes.
But I absolutely miss everybody, and I'm hoping that by the time the legislature gets in session in March, that we'll be able to wring their necks in person.
My understanding is that the ARA is going to endorse Biden on August the 14th.
Oh, great.
Oh, good.
So I'm hoping that we will get somebody high up in the Biden campaign to participate in our celebration, our virtual celebration on the 14th.
Good.
So
Good.
looking
Yeah,
forward.
one of the things that the AFT did yesterday during the business session was to pass the resolution almost unanimously to endorse Biden. So that'll be forthcoming, soon now that the resolution is gone, and they can make it official. I mean, there is no choice.
Right.
Okay. Is there any business to be conducted, or can I get back to the
No,
convention?
We're done. We're just
Okay. I have some questions about the fall celebration, but I'll take it in a phone call later this week, if that's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. Talk to you all soon. Stay well and safe.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody. We'll see you
Bye.
guys